Hey everybody, it's Dixie Dan. In today's video, we are focusing on one of the best builders here in Southern Utah, Split Rock Custom Homes. Okay everybody, we are here with Brett Boyce. He is the owner of Split Rock Custom Homes. And Brett, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and about Split Rock?
Split Rock Custom Homes is a home building company. Custom homes, we've been doing it for a number of years. I'm a second generation builder, followed my dad down here to St. George and just love what we do. Love to make people's dreams come true through custom homes. And we're here at one of my favorites of all time. You can see the backdrop of this beautiful lagoon here at Desert Color. But gosh, Dan, we've been building homes for 20, 30 years as a company. And for the longest time we were in Entrada, which, is a resort community. And we built homes exclusively in there for a number of years. And then as things kind of branched out, as Entrada's matured and built out, we started building homes under both Split Rock Custom and Split Rock Fine Homes, which allows us to do two parade homes. One that was primarily in the Entrada area and one to kind of branch out in other areas. And now we've kind of branched out into this Desert Color area, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah, that's, you guys' work and what you've come up with at Split Rock, I've always respected. You've always been one of my favorite builders of all time. I mean, since I came to St. George, you were actually the first custom home builder I had heard about. Went to the Parade of Homes many years before I even moved here and have always just been in awe at what you guys create. I mean, it's amazing stuff, and that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today, about what you've got going now and what's coming up here in Desert Color. I know you're passionate about Desert Color. Me too. I love this place. I mean, like you said, the lagoon is just a unique feature here. When you guys come up with a project like what you've done for this year's parade and last year's parade, how do you start with a blank slate? You've got a lot. It's right on the shore of the lagoon. Where do you start?
Yeah, I mean, good question. Fortunately, we were, lucky enough, fortunate enough to get some great property on the water. Mm-hmm. We started here 4 years ago with that house, and this was all blank slate. The water wasn't even in the lagoon. It was just, still a dream to a lot of people. And it, when we started with that house and kind of showed Desert Color what we could do on the water, with our experience in Entrada and, opening up houses, the inside-outside feel, that's a huge part of what we do, is creating that draw from the inside to the outside and making those walls seamless. And so you got these massive window views onto the lagoon, and that opened up the opportunity to build more of these homes right on the lagoon. And so we started with one, we did another one, and then a third one. This one, last year's parade home, was just an epic, huge, custom modern home right on the water as well.
Right.
And then this year's a little different flavor of a different style of home, kind of inspired from a Florida area called Alice Beach, Rosemary Beach. And the style is different, it's unique, but it's so cool, and I'm excited to show everybody.
Now, when I look at the details of what you guys build, somebody's just not going to notice, even if they're here for the Parade of Homes and they're walking through the home, unless you're looking behind the couch or behind a door into a different room. A lot of this stuff may be missed. What are some of those extra details that you kind of take pleasure in adding to your homes? Because really the finished product is stunning. But the detail to which you guys build and the craftsmen that you have working for you really makes Split Rock different. I've
had, clients or other people say there's just something different about a Split Rock home, and I can't always
articulate
put my finger on it, but it just feels good.
Yeah.
And so, I'm grateful to hear that, and I think it's just the extra effort of thinking through the plans before we start, working through a design, working through processes, and then, if you walk through and see different details on this house, wall details, like you look at the swimming pool, I don't think you've ever seen a pool with a bottom like that. It's just unique things that aren't your average, cookie cutter style. We're not here just to build the cheapest, quickest, make the most money on a quick build just because it's on the lagoon, but we try to put forth effort to make it just really feel good and look good.
Somehow you've got to get, like you were saying, the design, the architecture, the design of the interior details and elements to marry with a bunch of construction guys that are craftsmen in their own right.
It's
But
true.
you got to communicate that message, right,
Yeah.
from the designer to the people actually putting it into place. So how do you do that? Do you meet as a company and communicate those things, or are they written in the plans? I'm
a
just
lot of it's
amazed that you
in
can
the
get there.
plans, but we work, on this house we worked with an incredible interior designer.
Yeah.
I call her incredible. Becki Owens is just a renowned designer. She's
Yeah.
also my sister, so I love working with her. She's great.
She
But
is.
she has an incredible eye for detail and design, and you can see it when you walk into one of the houses that she's designed.
Thanks, Becki, for meeting with us today and showing us this awesome 2024 parade home. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, this home is just kind of something that I've wanted to do for a long time, is this Alice Beach style, which is out of Florida. And it's very beachy. It's very, obviously I live by the beach, but on California, so it's just a different vibe. But I really wanted it to feel like a vacation, like not something that you would have in your home, like where you live. This is like a retreat, come home, it's soothing, the colors are soothing, it's just soft. There's just layers of texture, and I don't know, just our team just did such a good job of just pulling that all together to give you that feeling when you come in.
Yeah, when I was talking to Brett, one of the awesome things I love about Split Rock is that they can take a design, an original inspirational design, and then actually translate it into a physical product. Yeah. And the amount of communication that has to take place to do that. How do you, when you envision the project like that, how do you get that communicated down to the craftsmen that are helping build?
Yeah, I think first it starts with inspiration. So there's a lot of inspiration photos and inspiration that we pulled from Florida. And then we go into the rendering phase, and our team did a great job with the renderings, and then we hand that over to the builder, and then they kind of execute it, But it was definitely, I'd probably talked to my dad every day for the last 6 months,
And your dad helped,
Yeah.
he basically built this, right?
My dad and Brett, and
it's a family affair.
It was a family affair, and they were probably sick of me. There's a lot of detail in this house. You'll notice that there's just so much detail, so many cool little elements that just took a long time.
Yeah.
So
when people come through during the Parade of Homes, what are some detail that you want them to notice that they may not notice unless they hear about it from you?
I feel like the arch details are really cool. There's just some really detailed arches that have little cutouts, and some of the scallops that we've done throughout the home.
Now, what's a scallop?
A scallop is like indentation. It's the shape.
It's the
bite shape.
of
Yes,
the arch, basically,
yes.
right? And is that is it a Spanish type of arch?
There is a hint of Spanish, yes. It's a hint of Spanish element. This really pulled, I think, coastal, hint of Spanish.
I agree with you. I think it's a perfect blend of vacation, relaxation, and fun. This is where, like you said, it's a retreat from your regular everyday life. One of the details that really stood out to me the first time I came in this home is this wall.
Yeah.
Tell me about the inspiration, how it's made, and what can you tell me about this?
So I can tell you what I remember. My dad, this was like a labor of love. This is something that we created in our renderings with our team. And basically underneath it is like foam, big foam circles, and they cut them in half, and then they mudded it, and then they plastered over it. So it's super smooth, and then you kind of have that marbling effect of the plaster. But I think it was kind of hard, but I think they pulled it together nicely. I love how it comes through, and then it meets up with this fun built-in and the tile.
Yeah.
I just think it's such a neat element in this space and just adds so much interest.
I think it's beautiful.
Thank you. We love it.
Okay, Brett, so one of the most exciting products that you showed earlier this week is the Beach Bungalow series. Tell me a little bit more about what you're doing here, right on the sand.
The Beach Bungalow concept is one large building, but you can, instead of buying one big house, like all these others on the water are large houses. This is a large house, but it can also be divided into 3 rentable units. So
Awesome.
You got a 9-bedroom house, but can be divided into three-bedroom rentals.
One of the coolest things about that, right, is that you can have, whoever owns this will be able to actually use it while also renting it out.
Exactly.
If they want.
So it's a great investment that way.
Yeah.
But you're also right on the sand. So the concept is you've got these patios and glass right at the back of your house that just nuzzle right up to the sand. So you've got this walkout deck that feels like you're on a pier on the sand, and then you walk a couple steps to the beach, to the water, and it's right there in front of you, which
so cool.
I love the feel.
Tell me a little bit about the buyer for this. Like who did you envision purchasing one of these and using?
So like you said before, you've got a lot of different options with this. I mean, most of these are investors from out of town that want to use it when they're here, rent it when they're not here. And that becomes a great way to kind of protect your investment a little bit by making a little bit of money when you're not using it.
Right.
But the concept of this particular house and unit is, hey, I could make one of the three my own house, keep all my stuff there, use it when I'm here while the other two are renting out.
Yeah.
Or just, it's a lot of flexibility, because you can also open doors between the three units and share spaces and rent the whole house to one group, or two of the three, or one of the three. It's just a lot of flexibility with that.
So they've all got a separate entrance, right? And then staircase that'll lead them to their unit or sidewalk. And then you've got a bunch of parking, which is something that's very valuable here in Desert Color.
Yeah, totally. There's a lot of units and a lot of stuff going on, but we tried to maintain enough parking within the property to work with this unit and all three units. So I think, like you said, you've got spaces for each unit. You've got three bedrooms, two are on the first and second level, and then you got a penthouse suite on the third level, and I love that. I'm super excited. The only units on the water that you can rent that are 3 bedrooms, we've sold out everything. We've got 2 left.
Yeah.
Is all. So we'll probably sell those during the parade or before. We'll just have to see. But really good investment opportunity there.
It's fantastic. One of the last pieces right by the lagoon here is what we're standing on.
Yeah.
And this is something called the High Tide Series. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so these units fall within this little last phase on this lagoon called Water's Edge. And this high tide swath of homes we've got 8 homes. The cool thing about these, Dan, is they're just one street away from the lagoon. So you've got the bungalows on the front, and then one street back, you've got this high tide building. And on this, we've got a 50-foot height restriction. So we're gonna go 4 stories with a 5th story deck that you can kind of see over everything and look at the water, look at all your views.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna put a hot tub on the 4th level.
Oh, awesome.
So you've got kind of this high-rise building above everything else, and then we didn't forget the elevator too, because you got a lot of stories to climb. So we've got elevators, hot tubs, 5th level deck, and just a nice custom home that's a reasonable price range.
That's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see what the view is like from that 5th story, or what it's going to be like to sit in a hot tub on the 4th story and look over everything. And your walking distance to the clubhouse, right? And to the pool there.
To the clubhouse. We've got this exclusive park that's like right on the water. It's exclusive to Water's Edge, and it'll be walking distance there, walking to the clubhouse, the pickleball courts, kind of everything is close to this.
Cool. And these are single family units, right? So tell me a little bit about the buyer for the high tide units. What are they like?
Similar, it's a custom home. I mean, it'll be a single family unit, 6 bedrooms, as you go up to each level. And lots of space for entertaining, a kid's space, an adult space, a deck space, another deck space. So just lots of space for families to spread out.
And I think it's cool. You can ride up and down the elevator, and even grandma and grandpa can come and stay.
This is kind of the last part of this, the lagoon build out. So
wonderful.
It's going to be awesome.
What do you expect the price ranges to be for the high tide units?
I think we'll start just under $2 million for over 5,000 square feet.
Wow.
6 bedrooms, with all the proximity and everything, should be.
That's amazing.
Great product.
For that amount of square footage at that price, it's really a great value. I can see that being successful for you. So on the beach bungalow units.
Yeah.
What do you expect price range of what's left there?
You know, we're looking at probably, because they're right on the water, you know, you pay for that real estate. You're probably going to be closer to, you know, 3.8 for that unit.
Yeah.
You know, I think you can fully furnish it under 4, but you're probably, you know, it's 6,600 square feet, 9 bedrooms, you know, plus the baths for each room, and then you've got, you know, a lot of deck space and you're right there on the water. So there's a little premium to be right on the water.
Yeah.
But there's only 2 left, and we, you know, that's
expected.
That's a nice product.
And you've got some other lots, right, where you can build some homes right here, right by the lagoon. Tell us about their availability, what you're kind of expecting to do there.
Yeah, we're really down to 2 or 3 lots left, you know, in this area. I mean, all this, whether you're on the lagoon, waterfront, or, you know, a row behind, you're really close to the clubhouse, to the park, to, you know, to everything. And we've got one kind of an inner lot that you could build something starting about 1.5.
Okay.
And that would still be a custom home. You can get a pool, and you know, you can build a nice home there. And then we have one left that would have a view of the water.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
that's just right, you know, right at the end of the lagoon.
Yeah.
But you can do a nice design that'll funnel back a view.
Yeah.
And see the whole length of the lagoon. You know, and that'll start. You know, you probably could start somewhere in the mid-2s. Okay. Depending on the design and the size we go with.
Thanks so much, Brett.
Yeah.
The tour was incredible. You've got a lot of really cool product coming on board. We're excited about the parade of homes, right? You're gonna have how many people through here, you think?
I mean, it's usually 20, 30,000, but I can't tell you, Dan, how excited I am about this particular house and just showing it. Because this will be one like I don't think you've ever seen before in southern Utah. It is so unique to this area, and we're right here, desert colored, killer design, killer product. I can't wait to show you. Parade of Homes starting President's Day weekend. You won't want to miss this one.